Hey everyone, this is Boss Rush, episode 9. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. With me is Matt from Biff Band Pop. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. I always mess this up. It's that way.
It's this way.
Okay.
What's
up? Jason from downstab.com.
Hello.
And no stranger to the channel, but first time on Boss Rush, it's Laura.
Where's my URL? I don't have one.
Yeah, you do.
You have
your name.
At
Yeah.
Laura
It's the
Ellie
handle.
Williams.
It's
Oh,
still your
this
handle.
way.
There it is. People can find you on the internet.
Yeah.
And so,
On the Insta.
Laura, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah. So I'm doing a little under the weather, but working on it. I got my H2O here, trying to stay hydrated.
Cool.
Oh man, that's a really big container with the straw too.
I have cream soda.
Okay.
Nice.
This is gonna be really dorky. I have one of these IKEA gamer desks, and it actually has cup holders built into the desk.
It's not dorky.
Nice.
That's convenient.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty good.
I would take the camera off and show you guys, but then I'd break the whole setup. So.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
Yeah. All right. So before we start, Laura, tell us a little bit about yourself for all those people watching who don't know you just yet.
I live in California with Jason. Jason. And I'm a graphic designer. I work for a few startups doing all their graphic work. And Jason and I bonded over video games, so that's one of the things we have in common.
What a coincidence. Jason and
Nice.
I bonded over
Whoa.
video games too.
It's true.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
Go figure.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
one more thing before we talk about not video games. What is your favorite video game of all time?
Whoa. Throwing out
Oh,
the
man.
hard questions first.
No warning.
Oh God, I wasn't prepared. Of all time?
All time.
Jason, what is it?
What about maybe your favorite game series?
What's the answer? Well, Overwatch is one we constantly play, so that's a big contender. You know, I'm a big fan of May.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh man.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
it's just a keychain. And I guess I'm kind of a fan of like Harvest Moon series. So
Okay.
those are all
Mhm.
fun. Farming sims, you know, where I don't actually do real work.
But still feel accomplished like you did real
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my copy of Overwatch on my desk because I flip between this and Spider-Man, which I'm still way far behind in. And I also have this. It's
Oh,
a
hey,
Kid
that's
Robot
Kid
for you.
Robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Matt was
Cute.
flashing
That's
some
somewhere in that closet.
Yeah. Matt was flashing some Ninja Turtles action figures just before we started.
Was.
Yeah.
And Jason, what do you have for show and tell?
I have this
I
really
also
fat
have this.
whale.
Oh man,
He's got a little tiny tail.
Oh,
That's
nice.
mine.
It is yours. His name is Wilmer.
Wilmer.
Not
Not
Wilmer.
Wilmer. Wilmer.
Ah.
Wilmer.
Whatever you want to call him.
All right, let's
Mhm.
not talk about video games. Matt, what's going on?
Well, sort of video game related. No, you know what? I'll save that for the actual video game talk.
Okay.
So, other than that, not a whole heck of a lot. Just kind of. I got 2 new reviews up on Biff Band Pop, so that's kind of kept me busy,
Nice.
and just playing some games.
All right. Jason, how about you?
Well, Laura and I just came back last week from visiting our friends in Philadelphia. They got married.
Oh,
So
wow.
we visited Philly and went to the wedding, of course, and took an extra day in the city itself. And it was nice, I guess. I'm sure Laura will talk more about
Yes.
it, but I don't know. It's just something about it wasn't the greatest. I think it's because we live so close to San Francisco, and then I live so close to Chicago. Like, I don't know. Big cities aren't really for me, but it was still really fun. It was just, I don't know. I just know like I don't want to live in a big city. That's what I found out from that. If I didn't already know.
So you don't.
You
have-
already knew that.
Yeah, I already knew. I want more of the suburb with stuff to do. So
Okay. You have no specific slander for Philly? Just going alienate all of our Philly fans?
no, like Philly was fine. Like there's nothing bad about Philadelphia. In fact, they had lots of cool historical like landmarks, and there was some good food, and like everything was nice. It's just I don't like big cities really. I'd rather be a bit more suburban and relaxing.
Okay.
I'm pretty much a homebody, so when I like don't have a home, it's like, oh jeez.
Fair enough.
But aside from our friends getting married, which was actually
Yay,
the wedding
round
was
of
really
applause.
nice.
Weddings are
Yeah.
hard.
I was able to take some time while Laura was getting ready to go to a local game store.
Okay.
And I finally found a copy of this game I've been looking for 8 years, and they finally had it.
Whoa.
And it's a
Can you guess?
You're not even. Yeah, can you guess what it is? It's actually for the PSP.
The PSP.
PSP.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm guessing it's some
Could be
sort
one
of
Matt's favorite.
some sort of anime RPG.
So it's like
okay,
Dissidia or something.
Okay, wait, I lied. It's okay. The one I got is for PSP, but there's also a DS version, a Wii version, and an Xbox 360 and a PS3 version.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
The World Ends With You?
No, good
All
guess though. Matt, do you have a guess or no?
When you said PSP, I was like some kind of Dissidia
RPG or
knockoff or something. I don't know.
No, it's Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands.
Nice.
I've been looking for that game for a long time, and the reason I want it is every version is a little bit different. It's kind of a different game. So the 360 and PS3 version are the traditional like 3D platformers in the vein of Prince of Persia. The Wii version, off the top of my head, I can't quite remember, but I think it's still 3D, but it has a different story and different controls. The DS version is a 2D like side scroller with only touch controls, and the PSP is it's also like 2D, but it's more story driven and it has a completely different angle than the other ones.
Huh.
So all four of them they actually connect, kind of make a bigger story of that character. And for whatever reason, I could never find that freaking PSP one, but now I finally have it, so it's really exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it made the 1,000-mile trek worth it if it wasn't already.
Because it wasn't. Yeah.
The wedding was worth it, but like when we went to the game store, I was like, oh, cool. So.
Yeah, sweet. Laura, how about you? What's going on?
We went to Philly.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa.
So while Jason was, shopping, I was getting ready and it took forever, but worth it. I got compliments.
Yeah.
All right.
But there were we only spent one day in Philly actually. So I don't know if we can actually say if it was good or bad. We just kind of fit in what we could. So we managed to see outside like the Liberty Bell, the Independence Hall. We didn't take the tours because we didn't have time. We wanted to go to the state penitentiary because the story is that people went crazy in there.
Okay.
But we couldn't make it up because time restraints and everything closed at like 5.
Oh man.
So yeah, but we managed to go to the Mutter Museum, which had all sorts of medical oddities, like there were slides of Einstein's like brain, like
Whoa.
actual remains of Einstein's brain. Yeah, and I guess the story with that is that when Einstein died, the physician that like did his autopsy took his brain without the family's permission. And then they said, oh, well, you can keep it, but as long as you keep it for research only. So he took slices of it and sent it to scientists across the world. And basically everyone said that, yeah, this brain is from a really smart person.
Wow.
I guess it looked physically different than normal brains.
The part of the brain, I guess in the back or something where, that's your intelligence or related to, was much like 15% bigger than an average person or something. Yeah, and there were other strange things. Lots of Siamese twins, like fetuses in jars, actual tattoos on skin, like spread in jars, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Some things you might want to not say just because this is a family-friendly podcast.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of stuff in there, and it was pretty interesting. So, if you're into medical oddities, you could look up the Mutter Museum and everything in it.
Very cool.
Pretty memorable for sure.
It was. It's probably the most thing we've told people about like what we've seen in there. So.
All right. I have no idea how to follow up Einstein's brains.
Yeah.
I went to Hamilton Comic-Con and that was the first time I went to that show. Steph and her sister-in-law, or her sister, my sister-in-law, competed in their cosplay contest and they won honorable mention, best attention to detail. So that was really great.
That is so great.
That is the first cosplay contest they participated in, and now they're going to do more, which is great. I finally bought a Nintendo 64, which is great. I've heard great things about this.
What? Harvest Moon 64 was my first Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
I have a Nintendo 64.
Mine too. That's why we bonded. It was great.
I saw that game there. It was a box copy for $240.
Ooh, I have that. I have that box. I think Laura, you have that box too.
I don't know.
It's like $500 sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
I think mine's only the cartridge.
Loose is probably still worth it.
Yeah, probably still worth it. And then the following day, we went to the Game of Thrones concert, which was cool.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Instagram. That looked really neat.
Just the live orchestra playing a bunch of Game of Thrones music. Like my concern going into it was that I wasn't sure. Like I like the music, but I don't remember specific pieces.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too.
Yeah, but it didn't really matter. They did sort of like highlight reels of either specific houses or specific moments on the show set to the music, and it was really cool.
Nice.
And then they had some theatrics as well. Like there was one moment, I guess I can kind of spoil it now because this was the Toronto stop was the last stop on the tour, and like they had one violin player, and she had this really long dress. And then, like, as the song started, they, like, pulled her up to the rafters, but her dress, like, hanged all the way down to the floor.
Oh,
whoa.
that
was
long.
Cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
So they did some stuff like that. The platform rose. There's one guy playing these, like, crazy wind instruments that just made these weird noises. They were part of... It was during, like, the Dothraki set. No, it was that and the White Walkers. Like, that music was crazy.
Cool.
Very cool to see.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Are you gonna post more videos?
I only took that when I go. I know.
Okay.
Bootleg the entire concert.
I know. When I go to concerts or something like that, I try and record just like the first few seconds of it, so I can put something on the gram, and then I just try and enjoy.
And then just enjoy.
Yeah.
It does bother me. Like I don't like experiencing a concert where something with just
Yeah,
through
the whole thing is
yeah.
your screen.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you.
I guess the one sort of downside was that Steph and I hadn't fully watched all the way up to the end of season 7. And so at Wick, we tried binging for the last, like, the week leading up to it. And we got to the start of season 6. And the first half of the concert was fine. We'd watched everything. And then realized, like, oh, wait, there's still half a concert to go. And then the second half was all spoilers.
Season 6 is the last one? Or is it season 7? Okay, yeah, I was going to say 7. Oh, man. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, they spoiled pretty much all the major moments of the show, but it made us really excited to go back and watch it because it looked really cool.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
At least.
Nice.
Yeah. Now let's go into game stuff. Let's start with who do I have on the list here? Laura, what have you been playing?
Why am I first? No, it's okay. Well, I mean, there's always Overwatch, but I know Jason's brought that up a few times on here, so I'm not going to talk about it. And we're going to play tomorrow, right? So,
yep.
Jason and I have been playing with our two friends, Dane and Jamin. We're playing a Stardew multiplayer.
Oh, hold on. Laura, one sec. Extra Life TO, good evening to you.
Hello.
Yeah, I should say we are doing the stream in support of Extra Life. 16 days away till we do our big 24-hour marathon all at my house. So make sure to...
I'll be there.
Yeah, Jason will be there. Laura, you'll be there in some shape or form. Matt will be involved somehow. You're totally invited to the house, by the way. You too, John.
I'm gonna come.
And yeah, we're raising money for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Hit the bit.ly link on the... Oh, man, I got the direction right this time.
Nice.
Just under the big ticker there, bit.ly/in3rdperson. We've made some great progress, but we've still
can't get my finger to point the right way.
We still have a bit of a ways to go before we reach our goal and beyond. So when you get a chance, hit the link. All right, Laura, I apologize. Stardew Valley. Tell me more.
Yeah. Well, God, I just saw that in this footage there were where all 4 people rode horses, and I'm super excited for that because we're not there yet.
Okay.
I have played Stardew single player. I've gotten fairly far, but not like all the way done. God, there it is. Look at that.
Look how cute they are.
I know. I will say that, I mean, you know, multiplayer has been kind of interesting. First of all, like you can't play unless like the host is online, unless you've got that mod that lets the host be online forever, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so usually we have to plan, and you know, scheduling can kind of get hard with 4 people. Like, hey, are you all free tonight? Let's all play together. Yeah. We have played one night where Jason was at work, so like you can play without all 4 of you. But you know, I feel bad. Like, Jason, do you feel like you missed out?
I mean, I guess kind of, because there's some times where the other players will be a little bit further in their like skill set. Like, I have level 4 farming, but I'm at like level 2.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, because it's all done pretty much together anyways.
So yeah, there's a few, there's good and bad things. Like it's kind of fun to start the day and be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the mines, and someone be like, okay, I'll go with, we'll get through it faster. And like, yeah, all four of you, in the mines together, like we've gotten to, level 40 in way fewer days than it would take solo. Oh, look, there's a perfect example. They're in the mine. Yeah, or then someone's like, okay, I'll go buy our chicken. Okay, I'll go buy the silos. So it's kind of nice where you can delegate and split everything up. And, or, a lot of times Jason's just fishing and we're all farming and trying to collect things. Well,
but I have level 5 fishing.
and so you can also do your own thing, like where Jason will sometimes go and, buy sodas that we don't need.
It was a beer, not a soda.
And you share all your money.
Yeah, you share everything.
So it's just kind of like, okay, well, maybe we could have used that money for seeds instead.
or beer.
Or beer,
Beer costs
so
400 G's, whatever a G is.
Right. So in a way, it's kind of like it works together, but also there's downsides to that, sharing all that money. It's pretty fun so far. We've gotten to this festival where they're dancing.
That was yesterday. Yeah.
And that was as far as we got so far together.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
are you all managing one farm together?
Yeah.
Yes. It'll be the host's farm. We share the money. There were times where we'd get in the mail, like Grandpa sent us 500 gold, and we would each get 500 gold. So like,
wow.
Imagine all the beer you could buy for that.
I know.
Yes. Yeah. So collectively, our farm got 2,000. So
Nice.
Yeah, but then there's some weird hiccups too, where like one of the quests is to early quest is to build a scarecrow. And so, like, we all have to build a scarecrow, and, like, you don't need that many scarecrows. And I feel like at some point we're all going to have to build a furnace, and we don't need that many furnaces.
Oh, we already did that.
Oh, good.
We have 4 furnaces. But when I was playing solo, I was in year 2 or 3, and I only had 2 furnaces. So, we don't need 4. I don't.
Still, this is my first time playing the game, and it's very robust. And I was telling Laura yesterday after we played with everyone, like, there's just so much to do. Like, it's almost kind of overwhelming, but it's also kind of nice because I never feel like I'm not doing something productive. Like there's always stuff, and like that's really fun.
All right.
I worry for I worry for players that haven't played the single player version, like Jason or our friend Dane. That it's maybe moving too fast for them. Because where Jamin and I have already played, we're like, okay, we know we got to get a coop. We know we got to get the silo for the food to hold. And I mean, some of that you kind of already know if you've played farming sims like Harvest Moon, but Stardew in general, or I guess more specifically, it's nicer to have already known things from single player, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, this has been like Stardew's been a game I've been curious about for a really long time. I'm generally not into this style of game. I think that I like clear objectives of like go do the thing, like got it. But when it's a little too open, I'm just like I don't know, like But I've heard so many good things about Stardew, and I've watched at this point like hours of Chris playing it, Chris from Double Jump, and I'm still like I don't know, maybe I should try it someday. And I know it's not. It gets a pretty cheap game too, like under $20 Canadian, and maybe at some point I just do it just so that I can cross it off the list of I tried it, and either I like it or I don't.
Yeah, I think if you want to look at just impressive games, like it was just made by one dude, and like that alone is pretty impressive. But I think it's a game where you can be whatever like you want to do, and like you're not. There's no way to win. There's no way to lose, I guess. So I feel like it's just to have fun.
See, I kind of feel a little different where instead of you can be whatever, it's kind of like, I want to be everything. So, I want, I want to level and max up my fishing, my foraging, my farming. And so there is a lot, especially in the beginning, like, well, what am I going to do first? That's the issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
I solved that really fast when I said I was going to farm. Or I was going to fish. I was going to fish everything out of the water, and I did.
Yeah, he did fish a lot.
Right.
You're welcome. It's productive. It gives you a lot of money.
Player 2 Start in the chat says Stardew is great. Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
Laura, do you prefer playing it in a group versus solo?
It's very different. I don't know if I prefer it because I think, okay, I think it's a fun experience to play it as a group. But I think for me personally, that, wants to have control and be a little perfectionist with it, like my farm is totally planned out on the computer before I set those buildings there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's where I think having played it solo really was the best thing for me.
So how do you plan it before? Do you have like a sheet of graph paper and you're drawing stuff in, or
do I have
like how hardcore do you go?
There's a website.
Okay.
You don't have to do it. Yeah, there's a website that like lets you drag and drop the things where you want it, and so I had it all planned out.
Wow, that's incredible.
You got to min-max,
It's good.
But with multiplayer, like especially the host is the one. Well, I don't know if they really control things, but they're always going to be there, so they're always going to be there to make some decisions. Yeah.
All right. My brother in the chat says once Switch multiplayer's out, we could totally set up a farm. Okay.
Yeah.
I may have to pick up the game beforehand just so I have an idea of what's going on, so I'm not just ruining the farm, the family business. But
yeah. I'm waiting for it to get under $10 or $10 or less on Switch, and I'll probably buy it. I feel like it'll be a nice portable game for sure.
Yeah.
There is also a mod online for PC where you can have, usually it limits to 4 people, but there's a mod that lets you invite as many people as you want. So there's a picture of the mod where like there are just rows and rows of like huts for each person on the side of your farm, which takes up kind of, resource or land
space. Yeah.
Yeah, but there is that mod.
Cool.
So we could all play.
Yeah, just do one boss rush mega farm. That'd be cool.
Yes.
I'm gonna fish.
Buy beer.
Yeah. Laura, are you playing anything else?
Yeah. The other that I've been playing right now is Dragalia Lost. I think it's for Android and iPhone, but I'm playing it on my iPhone. So. Actually, I'm not playing it on my iPhone because my iPhone 6 cannot handle it.
Uh-oh.
It is so bad with that. Like it just jerks around and then you get disconnected and then there's no point because you don't get any points. But on my iPad, my newer one, it does great. And it is just so cute. The music, which, I wish you could hear, is just adorable, especially in the menu where the songs will be playing and your little people will just be like walking,
just marching to the beat,
to the beat of the song, and then it'll change scenes. But and maybe your team will be sitting at a table, but they'll still be like to the music, bouncing side to side. It's adorable.
It's so catchy.
It is. The music is really catchy. It's all by one Japanese artist, but she does a great job, I guess. And yeah, it's a gacha game. One of those. Where you summon people that you want on your team, and for me they're always between 3 and 5 stars. I don't know. I've never gotten 2-star people. Jason, have you?
It's just 3 and
1
5.
star.
3,
Yeah,
4, 5.
That's probably. But in Fire Emblem Heroes, aren't you given?
You only pull 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. Oh. You start with 1s though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you pull different starred people, and it's. I feel like with Fire Emblem, it's more, what do you call that? PvP, I guess, right?
Yeah, okay.
Where it's your team against the other player's team. But so far, there isn't that in this game. It's mostly you're completing the storyline. You're going through a little map with your team, fighting off the monsters. And it only takes to go through the map, it's only going to take a minute or 2. And then you get to a boss. That's the end of that round, and defeat the boss, and then you get your goods. And so I imagine for later game it gets kind of grindy, but so far they're going through the map. So far it's been pretty cute and fun. Yeah, and so there you get different people, different weapons. They transform into dragons. I guess I didn't mention that. So you get dragons that they can transform into. The storyline is a little, it can be a little contrived and maybe a little cliche sometimes, but it's still cute. Especially if the art style is, kind of hard to just look over. I think it's adorable.
Very high production value.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks really nice. And it's by Nintendo. I don't know if I said that. Yeah, Jason, anything to add?
It's also co-op too, so you can opt in to do any mission together with up to 3 other players. And then some missions are just 4 players, like you just play 4. But there's some like boss raids where you actually can join 4 of the players with their 4-person team, so you get 16 characters on screen, and those are pretty fun. There's only been one of those so far because the game's only like a month old.
It just came out.
Yeah, but it's pretty fun. And like yesterday, just started today just started a new Halloween event. So there's a new banner for things to pull and new stuff to unlock. And I think it falls under the same like tropes of other gacha games where there's a million things to collect and like it becomes like super grindy. But I mean, it's a nice way to waste some time, I guess.
The other gacha games I've downloaded and tried, like on Myoji was one that I keep saying ads for, and I don't know, I tried those. I felt like the UI was just like there was so much stuff because you're collecting all sorts of different things. But for these other ones, it was always hard for me to like understand what I was trying to do, where I felt this was much more simplified, or the way they lay out. Or maybe it's me playing it on the iPad and having more room. But
I think they did a good job like teaching you what everything is in the very beginning. The tutorials were really well done.
Yeah, and there's even like a tutorial comic, which is cute, where it teaches you more about like, oh, these are your dragons. This is what they do. This is how you level them up. But they do it in a cute style where the characters are like playing along and learning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess my big question is like, exactly what type of game is this? I saw like characters running around. Are you like controlling movement of a character, or are they kind of running around themselves?
Yeah, it's an RPG, right, Jason?
It's an action RPG.
Okay. So you're controlling you can do it on auto too, but if you do that, it doesn't automatically collect any chests you see on the map.
Okay.
So for that 1 or 2 minutes that you're going around the map killing fiends, you're dragging your finger like which direction you want it to go. And the rest of your team are all just AI. And they're kind of dumb. Jason and I had this long discussion last night about how they were so stupid.
They dumb. There's like incoming attacks, and they're like, I'm just going to stay here. And then they die.
And it's like there are red zones where it's going to get hit. Why are you just standing there? And so there are definitely some battles where it's like, okay, this is really difficult because the AI just like, you can't stay alive. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess it's just the RPG and you going through the map, and then there's boss battles, and it's repeat.
Okay. It sort of reminds me of Pokemon Quest. I don't know if you guys have played that at all, but it's another one where like the computer is kind of walking around and you have a little bit of control over your character. You can kind of pick when they do their special move, and that's about it. Otherwise, it's just kind of walking on its own. And at the beginning, I was like, oh, I want more control. I want to be able to hit these buttons. But then at a certain point, I was like, I just kind of let it do its own thing. It's better that way.
Yeah.
I had a really bad habit where I would start a level on the train, and then I would just take a nap and then wake up and be like, oh, it's done. Look at all the things I got. And then, and then go back to sleep.
This game is great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because I think when I first started playing Fire Emblem, I thought like, why would anyone want to do auto battle? And now I still play Fire Emblem Heroes, and like I only do auto battle.
Huh.
Just it's so much easier. Just be like, yeah, okay, whatever, I won, and then get it over with.
Yeah, it's almost like like the battles are almost beside the point. It's more about trying to get the numbers up.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, so it does get kind of grindy.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to play this. I think my problem is I have a crippling obsession with Pokemon Go. So anytime I'm gaming on the phone, that's the only
it's always
I'm
that.
doing. It's always Pokemon Go.
That means you had a really exciting day yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Gen 4's I only caught a handful of Pokemon. I think
I only caught like 2.
Did you get a Bidoof?
Yes, I got a few of those.
Man, Bidoof was at our house this morning and he ran away. Little jerk.
No.
I know.
Yeah, this one looks cool. I should try. It's free, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It is. And there's voice acting that's actually pretty good. There is, even in English, it's pretty good. But there is more voice acting if you have it in Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah. FYI.
Is there any sort of paywall in it at some point?
I mean, it's up to you if you want to spend money to get the gems to summon again. But it's kind of like one of our other friends has summoned, in the last banner like 9 times, and he didn't get like any 5-star people. And I got a 5-star person like twice, and
yeah, me too.
it's random, So sometimes it's you're unlucky or
yeah, fair enough.
All right. Laura, anything else you got on your list?
That's it for me. Just Overwatch, as usual.
We'll be playing more of that tomorrow.
Woo.
Jason, how about you? What you playing?
Well, besides those games that Laura mentioned, I also finally picked up Octopath Traveler for the Switch. I got it because we were going on that trip to Philly, so I wanted to play on the airplane.
Yeah, he was.
And I did. Yeah, it was great. I saw the woman next to me on the flight there. She would look every now and then, just like over at the screen. But no, it's cool. I think I'm maybe 10 hours in. And I started with, I think his name is Therian, the thief.
That's so funny. Sorry to interrupt you. I started with Therian, and my brother started with Therian.
Whoa. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of works out because I think you need to stick with that person until you complete a major part of their quest, so which is fine. Like, I like him. He's a thief, so I'm cool with that. But the game is cool. I really like it. I mean, the art style had already kind of won me over when the demo started, and it just looks really good now. And playing with the headphones on the plane, like the music is really good too, and the voice acting is legit. I don't know who Alfin is yet. I haven't met that person. Okay. No spoilers. But anyways, where am I now? I think I just got the knight. What is his name?
Ulbrich.
Ulbrich. Yeah. He's going by Berg because he's like undercover. Yeah, I just got Ulbrich.
Oh, there he is.
There you go.
Both for defense.
Yeah, so it's fun, and just a couple things real quick. I think it's by the same team that did Bravely. Is that correct?
Yeah,
it has to be because it's because it's so similar, and it's so cool to. Like, you can see they're doing, like, to power up your guy to, like, the ×4 attack and how they just, like, say something really badass before they kill the enemy. It's really exciting. It's really cool. And then I also liked how it kind of borrowed you can see now at the top of the screen, there's, like, the turn order, then the next turn order. Kind of borrowed that from, like, Final Fantasy X. I think where I saw that first. And then how you can break enemies to kick them out. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Bravely games are quite incredible.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah. And the thing that kind of stood out to me too was everyone has their ability. So like Therian can steal and stuff like that, and like you can use it outside of battle too, which I thought, oh cool, like this is great. And then eventually I got Ophelia, and she's like the cleric, and she can guide people. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I don't like. I think it's cool because you can get a 5th person in your party, but outside of battle, I'm like, what is she gonna do? And then I kind of realized, like, oh, it's kind of nice. Like, if someone's blocking your way, you can just like convince them to go with you, and that's kind of cool. And then I also liked Cyrus at the bottom. I feel like if I would have picked anyone to start with, if I changed it, I probably would pick him just because I like him being like I don't know, what is he? A knowledge? He's a professor,
like a scholar. Yeah,
like a scholar. I like that, and I like how he just like studies to like know the foe's weakness and how he like gets magic and stuff like that. Like it's really cool. But anyways, overall, it's a really, really fun game. Someone from work, I think, said he sunk like 400 hours into it.
Whoa!
I don't think I'm ever going to go that far.
Already?
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
This was like
that's wild.
Yeah. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens. That being said, I did play and beat all of Bravely Default, but I never beat Bravely Second. So I'm hoping that this one doesn't fall to the same problems where it got kind of stale. So,
I did the exact same thing. I beat Bravely Default, never beat Bravely Second.
Huh.
Yeah. But I think with Bravely Second, the thing that stands out most of all things is that stupid doll making mini game.
Yes.
Right. I
know.
I maxed that. I had like the best proficiency and everything, and I could make like gold dolls like that. So it was great. Anyways, hopefully this one's cool. I got a few more of the characters to meet, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Matt, have you made any progress on Octopath since you started?
So I was playing Octopath, then I got Spider-Man, and Spider-Man sort of took over my gaming time. Mm-hmm. So I ended up lending Octopath to my brother, and he's playing it right now. So I'm about 25 or 30 hours in. And yeah, it's basically everything Jason said. I just a little more. I like it.
Continue on.
Yeah. Well, I have to agree. I mean, the voice acting is incredible. The stories are really cool. I find that, I think we talked about this a little bit earlier, but in between the battle stuff is, it is what it is. It's fighting. It's kind of grindy, but once you get to these story parts and you sort of see these stories getting fleshed out, makes it worth it, because like I said, the voice acting is really good and the stories are really sort of endearing and the characters are endearing. So yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some like late game like payoffs, I guess, with those stories, like because you're investing enough, and that's like the whole point of an RPG. Like if it really delivers, which I'm hoping it does, it'll be a really, really great game.
Yeah, I haven't even finished. Well, I haven't finished the main story, and I'm only, I think, chapter 2 on about 4 characters. So yeah, I haven't even started chapter 2 with some of the characters, and I'm already like almost 30 hours in. So
jeez, yeah.
Oh.
So I noticed that, Jason, when you were playing, especially there, it's like there's like a spotlight in the middle of the whole screen and everything around it's just darkened. Does that get annoying? Or does that radius increase, like if you equip something, or?
Like in battle? No, I think it's kind of the effect
Not
of the
just in battle,
game.
like even in this, like
Yeah,
there's
I feel like it's almost like giving the aesthetic that it's like a show or like a performance. I feel like because it really does like spotlight in, and then you see like, oh, I'm attacking right now, and I think it's just the way it's presented. But no, it never really hinders the story. And actually, to go further on that point, there'll be times where like you'll be in like a port city, and like your front of like your area is like super focused, but the background is like very, very blurred. Like the depth of field is very different.
yeah,
it looks really cool, and like it looks cool because the game it's only like it's like a sprite based game, but it gives you the effect it's 3D. Like it's really neat.
Have you only played it on the handheld, or have you played it on the TV as well?
Only played it on handheld because the entire time.
Right. On TV, it's even better. That effect that you're talking about is even better.
Yeah, I noticed it when I got to oh man, it's the girl, the merchant. I can't think of her name. When I got to her
seaside town.
Yeah, that town. I was like, wow, that background looks so cool. And just because like you would see the water in the distance would like sparkle every now and then, and like if you like moved, like the sparkles would like shift around. It was cool.
Player 2 Start says the snowy areas are gorgeous and
absolutely
they are.
Dark Diamond's in the house. Hey, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, the snowy areas are nice, and the desert areas are really good as well.
Gotcha.
I mean, pretty much every area.
For so many games, like I mean, I always up the brightness because I hate when I can't see things on the edges, and I would worry with this. Like, do you ever feel like you're missing things on the edge?
I don't think so.
Not really. Okay. And as far as I can tell, there's nothing. There's no like hidden items in anything, unless like Matt wants to shed light on it. But I feel like there's some. I think Cyrus and other players can like find clues that like reveal hidden things on the map. Or in the area, so it's not like you have to click on every single bookcase to find something hidden. I think you would know if it's there.
Yeah. You do, because even when you reveal things with the character's special abilities, the places actually glimmer, so you don't even have to guess.
Yeah, okay. So you know that it's there. And so I always felt like with RPGs, like especially Final Fantasies, like I press X constantly.
Yeah.
Here it more so
I hate doing that.
Yeah, I know, right? Here it's more so like I'm just going to enjoy the actual game and like enjoy the world I'm in, which is a very, very smart design choice.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
great.
Man, you just brought back memories of me going around Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy 8, just walking around the maps and just clicking X all the way around the map.
Exactly. Or you go be like, this bookcase is in a slightly different position. Oh, a potion. Yeah. And then you never use it. So
this bookcase looks slightly clearer than the rest of the objects.
While we bring that up, we should do like quick side tangent here. Are you guys interested at all in the upcoming PlayStation Classic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting Laura's like, well, Laura is.
If Jason gets it, then I'll have it, I guess.
I mean, like you can kind of, it's right behind Laura and that Virtual Boy. There's the NES and SNES Classic. So yeah, we'll just stack the box on top. But I think we were off screen or off camera before we started, and Jet was mentioning he never played Final Fantasy Tactics. I really feel like that's going to be on that system, or something along those lines, like maybe the Ogre Battle, which would be absolutely amazing. But no, I think it's cool. I will definitely be picking it up, and yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I never owned a PS1 growing up. I actually actively avoided it for a long time because I was so diehard Nintendo. And I just have zero nostalgia for that stuff. But on the other hand, I feel like I've missed out on a large chunk of gaming history, and this could be an interesting way of kind of getting the Coles notes of what happened on the PS1 in a modern way of being able to plug it into like through HDMI and stuff. So I don't know. It's also kind of expensive. I think in Canada total is $150, and that seems like a lot.
That's expensive.
Yeah. I think US is 100, so yeah, it's up there. I mean, I don't know. Like, it just depends what's on there. I mean, in terms of like collector's value, like the system itself will be collectible, but if the games on there aren't like super sought after, like it's probably not really going to be worth it, except for nostalgia. But I don't know, the stuff that's there already will give you a good amount of time. Like, if you've never played Final Fantasy VII, which is overrated to be honest, but I mean it's a good game.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. And then like there was another one they announced. I don't know, Ridge Racer, like some of the like big classic one. Like those are great games, but they're
Wild Arms is on there too.
Yeah, like Wild Arms. Like that's a bit better of a choice in my opinion, because like people probably haven't played it, but then again, that's not why they're making that system.
Are they bringing Harvest Moon back to nature?
It should.
Because that's one of like the highest rated Harvest Moon games.
It is. That's true.
I mean, it was like the second one, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be on there. So
why not?
Okay, I have 2 copies.
If they could put Lunar on there, Lunar Silver Star Story.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Or the second one. Oh man, they just make the entire one. Just do an RPG edition and then a regular non-RPG edition.
Do you ever play Legend of Dragoon? That was a good game.
Oh yeah, Harpoon. Yeah, I played that.
I remember the commercials for that.
Yeah.
Tekken 3. That was the game that was on there. Tekken 3 is like a great game, and so like, but I'm sure it sold like 5 million copies. So everyone's gonna play it for like 10 minutes, like, oh great, and then just move on to something else.
Didn't they say there was a Tekken? Wasn't Tekken one of the games that they announced?
Tekken 3.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Do you guys like the fact that they've only announced a quarter of the lineup so far versus like the NES Classic or the SNES Classic, where they're just like, here's everything?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I wonder why. Maybe they're like licensing issues coming up or something like that.
Maybe. It just seems like it would be easier to sell the thing if everyone knew up front what they were getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like licensing issues probably are not the case. I think it couldn't be licensing issues at this point, right? I mean,
if it's coming out in like a month and a half.
Yeah,
maybe it's just a marketing technique. They're just trying to do thing.
Maybe
get people talking about it.
Get a hype for it.
Maybe it's just like there's only 5 games. Spoilers, but crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
look over here.
BTW. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Nintendo 64 Classic. Did you guys get a chance to look at that Nintendo UK page?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found it really interesting that out of the blue, Nintendo uploads 19 Nintendo 64 manuals. I wonder why. I mean,
and like really sort of flagship games too for the system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they're all straight Nintendo games. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys, or for anyone watching that hasn't gone through that Nintendo UK list, I'm not saying that they're actually the games on the Nintendo 64 Classic, but it kind of seems like it will be. I'll throw these out here, and you guys give me a quick blurb on each one. 1080 snowboarding.
I loved it.
Never played it.
I say snowboarding too sometimes.
That's when you fall asleep when you're going out there.
Snowboard tonight. Yeah.
Bomberman 64.
Never played it.
Classic.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't like it?
No, it's a bad game. I'm going out right now.
Jason likes Bomberman.
I like Bomberman too.
I do like Bomberman.
Not this Bomberman.
Really?
I think that for me it's classic because I played it when I was growing up, so I think I have special connections to it. But I agree with you, there are much better Bomberman games, including even on the 64. There's better Bomberman games.
So yeah, my brother and I have been debating this. He is pro Bomberman 64. I think he has a heavy case of nostalgia on that one. I think it is a bad Bomberman game, and the thing they messed up in particular is that it has realistic spherical explosions, which completely changes the way that game is played. No, it's got to be the.
The line.
Yeah, it needs to be the line.
Huh.
Yeah, for sure. I would have preferred like Bomberman Hero because it's more of a story. That one's a bit more fun in my opinion.
Yeah, I would prefer that over Bomberman 64. How about Donkey Kong 64?
I never played that either on the 64.
I don't think I did either.
I thought it was a little too collecty. At that point, I had played like every other Rare game, and I'm like, oh god, not again. But it was still good. Yeah.
I don't have fond memories of Donkey Kong 64, but it's been a long time, so maybe I will warm up to it second time around. How about Excite Bike 64?
I know you're pumped for that one, Jack.
Oh yes.
I only rented it, and that was it.
Wait, why do you like Excite Bike?
So I don't know if this is a controversial opinion here, but I think the original Excite Bike is trash. That is a really bad
music
game.
is so iconic.
It is.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I mean, it is that opening theme is very iconic, but I don't think the game's very fun. Excite Bike 64 though is a really good motocross racing game, and it also had this cool freestyle mode where it was almost Tony Hawk-esque with motorbikes, and you were doing tricks and stuff. And the 4-player split screen, great racing game that I think nobody played. So I really hope it's on there.
I remember you could climb a mountain. That's what I remember.
Oh,
that was a mode.
Yep, that was one. And Player 2 Start says Excite Bike 64 has the soccer mode that's basically Proto Rocket League.
Ooh.
The beginning.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
There it is. Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. I've not played that one.
never played it.
I played it. I beat it. I actually still have it. I think it was good. It was okay. It's a Kirby game, so it's quite easy. But it was cool because it brought back the ability to combine 2 powers, so you could get like the ice power and the bomb power and make like ice bombs.
Nice.
That was kind of smart. And then they've kind of brought that back in the 3DS ones. But overall, I think it has kind of a cult following. It's not the greatest game.
Extra Life TO throws out there Diddy Kong Racing and Wave Race.
I think one of those games is on.
One
there.
of those games is
Yes.
on there. It's Wave Race.
You spoiled it. I was gonna say it's.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's the better one. Dude, I absolutely love Wave Race. Like that game is so solid, and it's almost a launch game. I don't even know. It was close to launch.
Yep.
Like that game is just almost perfect racing. It's so good. Diddy Kong is good.
I mean, Diddy Kong Racing is a good game. It is way ahead of its time in terms of what it was doing within a kart racing game, having the hub world, and it had boss fights and the multiple characters.
Yeah.
I thought it was too hard.
It was tough.
It was too hard.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing currently not on this list. I don't know if it's going to be, but it really should be.
Yeah.
F-Zero X.
Great game.
Oh, fantastic.
Good game.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these.
How about Mario Golf?
Yes. Wait. What is that? Is that the mini golf one?
Yeah, I
Or is that a
honestly can't
different
remember
one?
which one that was.
It has
you can mini golf in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has both.
No, the one isn't there one that's mostly I don't know.
It's still good. I like it. It was fun.
Here. That's one of my favorites. I'm lost on this list. Mario Kart 64.
Obviously.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we can include Mario Kart. No, Mario Kart 64 is fantastic.
See, but like Mario Kart 64 being on there is great. Like, don't get me wrong, but it makes me wonder if it's going to ship with 4 controllers or is it going to ship with 2 and you have to buy 2 more? Because I mean,
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't
Like,
think
I'd want.
Why don't you
Go
buy
on.
more?
Yeah,
I
that
know,
sounds
of
like a
course.
marketing play.
there's no
Yeah.
way it comes with 4.
No.
If only.
I feel like it would be too expensive if it came with 2 though. But then having
but
to
the
buy
SNES
3
came with
controllers.
2.
Yeah, it did. I don't know.
I don't know. See, it's gonna come with 4 controllers, but each controller is only gonna have a 1-foot cable, so they're gonna kind of screw us out in some way.
See, this is the problem though. If they release it with 4 controllers and they're all like gray, then people would revolt. Everyone wants their own color controller.
Yeah, I need my see-through clear purple one.
Yeah. I still have my
I
original.
want the Pokemon one.
I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
still have
right.
my original blue Nintendo 64 controller with the analog stick completely lopsided.
Yeah, where it's all.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my red one right now. So,
Oh, okay.
There you go.
yeah.
Did they pick the right Mario Party with Mario Party 2?
2. It's 2.
Yes.
2.
Yes.
That's the one Laura's played.
There we go.
That's the one.
Definitively
I was.
from
God,
Laura.
we
Laura's mic's cutting out.
the mini game memorized it. Oh, did I cut out?
Yeah,
one?
you're cutting
Yeah,
out there.
say it
Try
again.
I said we played Platform Peril, the mini game, until we had memorized it.
Oh wow.
it was a lot
Nice.
of practice.
Yeah,
I like that game.
Is my favorite Mario Party as well.
Yeah, it's good.
Extra
I
Life...
mean, yeah, you're right.
Oh man, Extra Life TO says, actually made a custom Extra Life Nintendo 64 controller for my girlfriend's birthday. Wow.
There
you
you
go.
go.
So you took it all apart and spray painted the different parts? That's what I'm assuming. What color is it?
Let us know.
Yeah. I'm guessing the Extra Life colors. Like
what is that?
Is it
White
the
and
banner
blue?
on the top left with the white and the blue and the green? That would look pretty dope.
Oops.
Couple more games here. Oh, hold on. Yes, I've become an expert in modding and repairing them now. Awesome.
Yeah, there you
Nice.
go. Right on.
Nice.
I would love to get into Switch Joy-Con mods because I want mine to look cool, but
And I watched the video on that. It's way too involved.
Oh, okay.
Really?
There's like 100 screws in the Joy-Con
God.
controller.
Huh.
And they're holding boards in, and you got to unplug ribbon cables. And it's not just take the shell off, put a new shell on.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be.
No, it's way more intense than that.
Ah.
Wow. Huh. Well,
Sorry to burst your bubble.
No worries. A couple more games here. Mario Tennis.
I mean, it's the game that made me
Yeah.
play tennis. So
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, wow.
Love that game.
That actually changed your life. Yeah, Mario Tennis.
Did I not tell
Wow.
you that story?
No. Okay. Tell us that
Oh,
story.
really? Yeah, it did. Me and my really good friend in elementary school, and this came out, and I think we were in 6th or 7th grade, played it all the time. And like we pretty much became masters of the game. And then one day we were just like, why don't we play like real tennis? And so we got two of my dad's old like wooden rackets and went to our middle school and hit a couple balls around. And then like we just kept doing that for literally years. And then at the end of high school, we're like playing varsity tennis, and we're like, this all started from that stupid video game. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
Awesome.
That's true. That's a true story.
Wow.
Where you're like, at what point do I get the power-up shot?
Yeah. Do I
Right?
hold A and B now?
Yeah.
Exactly. Can I swim across the field? Yeah.
I just button mashed. What are you talking about? What?
There's skill.
So,
What?
Jason, which Mario Tennis character best reflects your real-life playstyle?
God, can
I
you
mean-
remember them?
Yes.
Of course he does.
Oh,
I mean, I would probably say, oh man, no, I don't remember him well enough. I guess I would probably say like Luigi, mainly because I thought he focused on slice, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I would know I wouldn't be all around because I'm not that super solid with my backhand, and I'm not a server, so I'm not like a Bowser or like a Wario, and I'm not a tricky shot player. Like I can't do that much spin, so I know I'm not like Boo. So I think it would probably be like Luigi.
Man, if you could shoot like Boo in real life, though, tennis would be
I
so
know.
much cooler.
Yeah, the ball's just yeah.
I'm also not going to lie. That's the most in-depth analysis I've ever heard on Mario Tennis.
Yeah. I really had to think about it. I was like, oh, geez.
That's great. I mean, that could have been on ESPN.
Yeah.
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 Well, you see, Boo's trajectory is,
Yeah.
How about Paper Mario?
oh, so good.
I liked it.
Good game.
I have not played it, but it is on my list now that I have a Nintendo 64 to play. I was a stubborn teenager that said this does not say Super Mario RPG 2 on it. I will refuse to play it. So
That's the reason why I bought it. 'Cause that's what I wanted it to be. So yeah, it's still good. I mean, it's
It was
its own
really good.
thing.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's not good. I was just a stubborn
Mhm.
teenager that wanted Super Mario RPG G2, and I'm still holding my breath for it. But that's
Yeah.
okay. I'll try
Good
Paper
happen.
Mario because like an entire subset of Mario games spun off from that, and I've missed all of it. So
And then entire another one spun off of that, and then they met at one point, and then they kept going again.
yeah.
Well, could you imagine if at the end they reveal Super Mario RPG 2 for this new Nintendo 64 classic?
That would be
Like the selling
nuts.
point of it or something? Oh, by the way, we're also releasing...
There's also this new game.
Yeah.
with Gino
Have fun
and
finding it.
Mallow.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
Pokemon Snap.
I liked Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, I do too.
I love it.
The
Jet, you
real
don't
question-
like it?
Yeah,
It's like
Jet. What's up?
Pokemon.
Yeah, you Pokemon Go trainer.
And Professor
Cool.
Oak, when he's like,
Oh,
oh, yes, that's it. Oh,
we still say that on like a daily.
we do. We do. Oh.
I think that game benefits from some of the rosiest colored glasses in video game culture.
Come on, it's not that bad.
I'm not saying it's Like, I've played it recently. I've streamed it. And I played it back in the day. I just think it rides very high on the novelty of taking pictures of Pokemon and the fact, yeah, it's pretty much that. But like the actual game of it, I don't think is that good.
Yeah, I just like the fact that you could throw things and reveal things, and basically spend the whole time playing it, just sort of discovering
figure out
all the new things in the level, right? Like, I see, like Zubats over there, and I got to throw a ball, and then it lands in a hole, and then like, another one comes out. You're like, oh my god, I didn't know that happened. Then you take a picture, and you're like, I've got to try this next time, or the whole game is just kind of this journey of discovery.
Yeah, or like how to get the legendary birds to show up, right? That was a whole thing you had to figure out. I remember throwing apples so Pikachu would follow it until he got to a certain spot. Yeah. Or hitting Electabuzz with apples till he got mad. Wasn't that thing?
Something like that? Yeah.
You had to like knock out a Meowth before it attacked something. I remember with those balls that exploded. Yeah.
Yeah, and then getting a good photo is just like, oh yeah, I got that Articuno.
Yeah. I think the real question though is there going to still be connectivity to Blockbuster? Can we go in and print out our stickers?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know.
The one Blockbuster still in existence. You have to mail it.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're about to get a lot of sales. I actually did print out photos at Blockbuster. I remember I did it at least twice.
Wow.
Those stickers are somewhere back in Indiana. I gotta find them.
All right, couple more. Sorry, I just took a quick second to look at the Raptors score. Raptors winning, by the way.
Nice.
Sin and Punishment.
That's how checked out he was of Pokemon Snap. He's like, I'm not even gonna bother.
No, I am not the biggest fan of that game, but I understand that I'm on a very small island on Pokemon Snap is not great, but that's all right. It's not the first time I have cut myself off from the rest of society on particular gaming opinions, and it won't be the last.
I mean, I guess I could see like you were literally railroaded to where you're going.
Yeah,
so
on a rail.
You are. So I could see how it's a little limited in gameplay.
Yeah, Sin and Punishment. Anyone have any strong feelings for that one?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh man, okay. Here we go. Sin and Punishment is really good. It is another game that is also on rails like Pokemon Snap, but it's better. You're not you're saving the world. It's sort of like, I guess, Space Harrier.
Yeah, I can see that
style of game, and you're moving around the screen, and it is just so nuts. And I remember reading IGN at the time of like, here's the coolest Nintendo 64 game that's never coming to America, and I was like, oh, I really want to try it. And then they put it out on the Wii Virtual Console here, and I mean, it's a really short game. You can beat it in like 3 hours, but what a 3 hours it was.
Cool. It'll be worth checking out then.
Yeah. Star Fox 64.
Classic.
Well, I mean, I picked that one, so for sure.
Yeah. Super Mario 64. Yeah, another no-brainer there.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are in there.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm surprised they picked both, but I mean, they're both great games.
Jason, something's playing Wicked.
Oh, really?
Continue if you can't hear it. Go ahead. Keep going.
I can't hear it.
I can't.
Okay, good. Keep going. Good.
All right, last two games, and then we should get back on with the show. Wave Race 64, which Extra Life called out, and
so amazing.
Yoshi's Story.
Never played it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that game was kind of a dud. I felt like it was. I think you could beat that game in less than an hour. I'm not even kidding. And I just like it was supposed to be the follow up to Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island on the SNES, which is a great game. And then this one was just not that cool. I feel like its selling point was that it looks neat, and that was it. Hey, look at Yoshi in cute 3D, and that's it.
Hey, your 3-year-old little brother can beat it in a day. Like, it was way too easy, and there just wasn't a lot going on. Yeah.
It's sad. Yeah. And I mean, and that series has continued, and they've all been, like, mediocre at best.
Yep.
So.
Some curious things. Smash Bros. Is not on that list right now, which makes me think this list is not complete, though I don't think you would go any farther than 20 games on a Nintendo 64 Classic. And then we're also
But that's odd that they would just leave one game out.
Yeah.
Or two games out.
Yeah, one big one.
And then
unless they're going to reveal it later, I don't know.
Along
with Super Mario RPG 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then all the rare stuff besides Donkey Kong 64 is not in there, so no GoldenEye, no Perfect Dark, no Banjo.
No Banjo.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That's gonna suck, but
yeah, big shame.
I think otherwise, if they put Smash Bros on this list, I think that's about as good as you can get for a Nintendo 64 classic. Even with Pokemon
no Harvest
Snap.
Moon 64, so.
And I want Pokemon Puzzle League over Pokemon Snap. But...
Sure.
I could see that too. That'd be okay.
Yeah. Okay. That was the biggest derail of the show so far. Matt, what are you playing?
So I beat Spider-Man. I won't go into it too far because I know you're still coming through it.
Oh, wait, hold on. I've completely mixed up.
Gears of War.
Yeah, wait, that's spoilers. All right, there we go.
Oh.
Spider-Man, there it is. All right.
So, again, like I said, I won't go too far into detail because I know you're still playing it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought the story was great from beginning to end. I was going to say something, but now I'm not going to. And the combat's great. The game looks great, even without the puddles. And I hope at least somebody other than Jack got that joke. But
I got you.
Okay. So it's good. Very sort of Arkham Asylum style combat with this sort of reflex counter attack stuff. Swinging is fantastic. Probably the best iteration of swinging in any Spider-Man game that I've played. You actually have to learn how to swing.
Oh, that's
BRB.
Yeah, so you swing normally like with R2 or whatever, and you kind of go, but then to perfect it and get really fast, because there's actually things that you can unlock by getting sort of like the speed up on your swinging, and yeah, you sort of have to perfect the art of swinging, which is kind of a cool mini game in itself. And yeah, everything's good, man. Voice acting was really good. Again, the story was really good. So overall, in terms of the entire package, really, really impressed, and can't wait for the hopefully the sequel.
Yeah, to your point about the swinging, the thing that tripped me up initially was the fact that you actually have to be in range of something to stick a web to. So
not the first time you do that, though. There's other games where that's the case.
Yeah. Just getting a feel for like I'm falling in this particular area, and I cannot actually stick a web till I fall down here, or I'm about to swing into an area that doesn't have any high buildings, but I can web zip towards this like lamppost, and then you zip onto that, and then leap off of that, and then jump.
Exactly.
That part's really cool. And then like when you go by Central Park, there's no buildings, so you have to find other ways of zipping around.
Light posts and treetops.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's
really
great.
cool.
It's that, like, the traversal part of it is probably my favorite part of the game. I spend more time. You spend a ton of time going to and from your mission objectives, but it's not tedious at all. It's fantastic. It's a great experience.
That's good.
Yeah. And I think the part that surprised me the most about the game that I really enjoy is the story and the cutscenes. Like, in particular, the stuff where he's not Spider-Man, just the parts with him as Peter Parker and interacting with Aunt May and all the weird, complicated relationship stuff between him and Mary Jane. That stuff I really like. How
do you feel about the Mary Jane stealth sequences?
So I'm terrible at stealth in every game ever, and I was actually doing a test stream last night, testing out this new video card, and I repeatedly failed one that drove me nuts, and it didn't even seem all that hard. I do kind of wish you could just skip them. Like, there's certain parts of the game you can just like hit a button and then skip it completely. Those are not one of them though.
I found that almost to the extreme, to your point. Like, you don't have to be stealthy at all, almost. Like, I found myself just running through some of them. Like, the guys don't even look at you half the time. I don't know.
Huh.
Like I said, I'm horrible at stealth. So
no, not in every case, but I did find, like, there's certain ones. There's one particular one in a museum where you're kind of crouched behind this case of objects or whatever, and the guy turns around, and I literally ran from the beginning of the room to the end of the room, like in plain sight, and he didn't see me. So anyway, yeah, it's good. But yeah, overall the package, it's great. Yeah.
Yep. I've just been constantly derailing my progress in this. Like, I was playing through it, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna stream New Super Mario Bros. U. Oh, this is actually really fun. I'm gonna go and beat this whole game again. I'm gonna go stream Pikmin. I'm gonna stream Overwatch, and it's just fallen down the list. But I will get it done eventually.
I constantly derail my progress just because, my main story progress, because there's so much to collect and do, and everything's so accessible. You always feel like there's something right there that you can do.
You hit the right stick, and it just shows you like 800 things you can collect or side quests you can do, and it's just like, well, there's like
nothing's hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's
even
all
this footage is really cool.
Jumping so fast.
Yeah, and it's cool because all of the different, like, there's the swinging and all that's normal stuff, but like there's different animations for when he comes up to fire escapes, and there's different animations when he goes through billboards and stuff. So the fire escape, he actually shoots webs out of each hand and climbs the fire escape when you get up to it. And then for billboards and stuff, and then like antennas or things like that, you'll go up to it and he'll kind of like zip underneath and like do a barrel roll through the tower or something. Like, so it changes it up every now and then, and you kind of, it surprises you in a way. You know, it's the same kind of thing, and then all of a sudden he's doing a barrel roll through an antenna, and you're like, oh, that's new. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So yeah. But yeah, no, everything's very accessible, and I think it's like you can platinum it in like 25 hours.
I saw
Laura, do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I saw a stat that 10% of players have platinumed this game, which seems crazy high.
It's an easy platinum. Wow, I mean, it's not easy in that there's no, like, it's not like beat the whole game without dying or, something like that. It's just get all the backpacks, get all these, beat all the crime.
Play it.
Yeah, exactly. Really play it and play it to completion, and that's it. And it's an easy, like I said, it's fun. And nothing seems tedious. Everything is it's fun to do.
Awesome. Cool. I want it.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Anything else, Matt?
So this is what, at the very beginning, when I said I was going to save it for the gaming section.
Okay.
So I got Call of Duty. I got a review copy for it. So the review's up now. But I've been playing it like crazy. But the cool part is Liza.
Ridiculous title.
Yeah.
Liza's playing? Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Liza started playing. She's never played Call of Duty in any of its forms before.
Okay.
And so she started playing this. So I play with a bunch of friends, and one of my buddies, his wife plays. So we were playing multiplayer one night, and Liza came around, and she heard his wife, Natalie. She heard Natalie's voice, and she's like, "Oh, Natalie's playing." And I said, "Yeah, Natalie plays."
Got to get on that.
Liza's like, "Well, can I play?" I'm like, "You can absolutely play. That's not a problem. Like, we'll set you up." So she, so she's actually, I almost guarantee you she's upstairs playing right now. So I set her up with it now, so she's kind of learning. So she's playing like bot matches and stuff like that. But we're steadily increasing the difficulty, and she's kind of a natural at this kind of stuff. So she's already almost too good for the bots. So nice. And I told her she's only allowed to play till she's better than me, and then she can't play it.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, in terms of the game itself, I mean, it's Call of Duty. It's pretty much what you'd expect. I'm a big fan of the story mode, the single player campaign, and they removed that this year. So I was a little bummed about that.
Oh, really?
Well, they have kind of a story campaign. So you've got these training levels, and in the training levels, you get these little tidbits of story that you can kind of unlock. But to be honest, I did the first one, and I was like, I can't do this, because you have to play these sort of automated bot skirmishes as part of this unlock thing, and they're like 15 minutes long. And it's like, and you got to do it probably, I think there's 9 or 10 characters to get their backstory. So I'm not playing hours of, AI bot matches. It's just not in the cards.
What?
Yeah.
Strange.
So, and that's the only way to unlock the quote unquote single player story. So, but
yeah.
But you do get a sweet opening cinematic where there's a whole bunch. So interestingly enough, I'm sorry, I keep going off on these tangents. When you start the game, and the first time I've ever seen this is, it asks you straight away. It's like, are you okay with seeing graphic violence and gore?
Oh God, I hope so.
Like, well, I bought the game, so but they never warned you like that before. So then I said, yeah, of course, no problem. So then I go in, and literally the very first cinematic of the entire game, man, people are getting like their limbs blown off, and somebody gets shot in the mouth, and like their mouth flies off and shit. It was weird. So anyway, that was that. And I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen it, but never that graphic. especially in something as mainstream as Call of Duty. So, yeah, interesting.
Huh.
Have you played the Battle Royale mode at all?
Yeah, Blackout. Yeah, it's good. It's exactly it's Fortnite in Call of Duty style, basically.
Okay. Have you been playing mostly Blackout, or you're still?
No, mostly multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. One thing about Fortnite that so in my review I said the same thing was, if I could not change, but if I could sort of add something to Fortnite that would make it better for me, it would be, because I'm so familiar with Call of Duty, would be to give it the Call of Duty aesthetic and the sort of Call of Duty shooting mechanics, and that's pretty much exactly what this is. So there's a lot more armor on players, so it takes a little bit longer to kill them, obviously, because if it was just Call of Duty style, everybody dead immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, the maps are huge, and you've got basically the same weapons you do during the game. So you've got your sniper rifles and your, short SMGs and your mid-range, like, sort of assault weapons, and it's that, yeah, and vehicles. And yeah, it's basically Fortnite but in Call of Duty style. And some people, including myself, I think I like it. I like it just as good as Fortnite.
Okay.
But that's me, and I'm not a huge Fortnite guy, so
yeah. Playing Fortnite, I feel like the exact same way of, like, when it comes to shooters, I like the Call of Duty feel, and the idea of playing a Fortnite style game with the Call of Duty feel without the building of Fortnite sounds very appealing to me.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to try this out. I'm very curious to see what the support is like. Like, Fortnite's been incredible with the different seasons and changing up the map every few months and adding new weapons, taking stuff out. Versus, I feel with this, I'm guessing it's going to be, here's the one map and you get it for the year, and then we're going to move on to the next Call of Duty, which may or may not have this mode.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the inherent sort of issue. Right?
Yeah,
you're going to get a new Call of Duty in November, and chances are this isn't going to carry forward. So even all and you level up and everything, right? So it's kind of the same as Fortnite. So I don't know what the level cap is, but essentially, like, you're leveling up. It's all, and it's got the exact same progression system as the levels in Fortnite. So it kind of shows you your sort of roadmap and what you're going to unlock as you go along. But yeah, like you said, Jed, I mean, you're going to get a new Call of Duty in November, and all of your stuff is probably not going to carry through. So, whereas Fortnite is sort of this perpetual machine that just keeps going, and you're always kind of keeping what you've earned, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see what they do with this. I think this year is probably kind of like a litmus test for them in terms of this style of game. But if there's uptake and if people really like it, I think maybe we see some sort of enduring version of this where you get a new Call of Duty sort of multiplayer and single player, hopefully. And then this sort of Fortnite game stays, recurring all the way through, and you keep all your stuff as you go. So Who knows?
Good work.
All right. Okay. I've been playing a couple. Did I miss anybody by chance?
No, you got me this time, so that's good.
You got him this time. It's
cool.
Good.
I finished Mega Man 11.
Woo!
That was the thing I played. I was really excited going into this one. I played the demo at Fan Expo, and then the demo came out on the Switch, and I really enjoyed it. And it took me a while to beat it because on normal mode the game is really hard. I mean, it's about on par with old Mega Man games in terms of difficulty. And the big difference between this and other Mega Man games is that you actually have access to a shop in between levels. So you're collecting bolts throughout each level, which is currency, and you can spend it on extra lives, E-tanks, and then like permanent upgrades to Mega Man as well. So you can buy like a chip that lets you auto charge your gun so you're not holding the button down all the time. Nice. You can buy power-ups that save you from dying in spikes or dying in pits. There's even one power-up. It's like a one-time use thing of it cuts your damage in half for that one level, which is great when you get hit a bunch, but then if you fall in the pit, then you just lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I really liked having that option in there because it made normal beatable for me. But at the same time, if you don't want to upgrade yourself that way, you don't have to. So if you want to be the super studly gamer who can beat it on superhero without any power-ups, you have the option to do that as well. Jason.
I could not do that.
Yeah.
Is my eye roll? Oh, Jason.
Yeah.
So dreamy with your Mega Man skills.
That's true.
But otherwise, like, it was really fun and I enjoyed it, and I will probably play through it again to try and play it more optimally. I don't think I used the special weapon for each guy until the very end of the game because I hadn't figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's a really cool game.
Do you have a favorite Mega Man, and is it this one?
Oh man, my favorite Mega Man is Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
This is up there though.
Yeah.
I think I'd be Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man X, and then this. Although I think I put X over 3. So let's 2X, 3, and then Mega Man 11.
God, Jet, you just swung and missed like 3 times in a row.
What? What are you talking about? Okay.
I think 3 was the best, so I don't know.
3 is a phenomenal game. I'm not going to say anything bad about Mega Man 3. I just like the other ones more.
It's all good.
This one looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want it.
Watching him like with the 3D bosses.
Yeah, I almost bought this game instead of Octopath, but I kind of figured I would probably beat Mega Man before I beat Octopath.
Yeah.
So. One of the other Mega Man games, and I'm going to lose my cred for this. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it's 5 or 6 or one of the Game Boy ones, but it also has a shop where you use bolts to buy stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I really like that for the exact reason that you said. When you're like, oh, this level's too freaking hard, you can, get somebody to help you out, and then you can finally make it through. Otherwise, you'd just be like boned. Like, I guess I'm not beating the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be fun.
Mm-hmm. So
also, Jet, funny enough, after our conversation, you and I had a quick conversation about this and talking about how some people would go through these levels without actually getting hit or without dying.
Yep.
And so I started looking on YouTube for videos of this, and there's this actual level, and one guy goes through it and literally beats the entire thing, and he doesn't even get hit.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's unreal.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh man. No, it's so cool. And like I could see you when the video first started, like I don't know if you were talking on stream, but you're like hesitant about going forward, and I'm just like, come on, man. Like, yeah, it's like right here. Like
oh yeah.
You know where they're going, like you can do it. So good. It makes me want to play.
Yeah, for sure.
This by the way, this exact scene right here.
This exact scene.
When you shoot down on the ground 3 times and then jump.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh come on, the pattern's coming, you can do it.
Yeah, and then the other one, other game that I beat this a while back, and please make note of the witty headline I wrote there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I finished Yoku's Island Express. This is a game that
Nice.
JJ specifically recommended to me a while back, and it is a Metroidvania pinball game where the entire level is the entire world is designed as like pinball boards stitched together, and Yoku is this dung beetle pushing around this ball. I never got a clear answer on what that ball is. Is it dung? I don't know.
Sure.
It's
and so you're going through this world, unlocking different areas, getting power-ups that let you unlock new areas of the map. And I guess the whole traversal through pinball was really cool and just added a different level of, I don't know, just mixing like platforming with pinball was a lot of fun. The game, I don't think it wears out. It wears too thin. Like it's kind of a short game. I beat it in about 6 hours, but by that time I was like, yep, I got my fill, and it kind of explored all the different ways you can use those mechanics. So that was a lot of fun. The only thing I would flag is kind of not as great is that there are certain times where you have to make a series of really tough shots. And at a certain point, like you have to hit the shots or you're just stuck. So it might be, for example, go to this part of the board and get this bug to stick onto your ball, and then you have to shoot and hit this specific target, and then go back around this way and hit this other target in a set period of time before the bug falls off or something. And at times those shots are really hard, but eventually I got through it and it was cool.
Nice. I still have it on the Switch. I haven't beaten it. I think I'm only like an hour into it, but yeah, it was fun. I'm actually glad to hear it's not that long because I don't know if I could play it for like 20 hours.
I only played the demo. I played it after JJ recommended it.
Yeah.
Thank you, JJ. Shout outs to JJ. He hasn't been on in a while. He is on hiatus for a bit, but we would love to have you back at some point whenever you're ready. So give us a shout.
Absolutely.
So in this game, are you controlling the bumpers when
yes.
they like okay? It's not just like wait till it bumps.
No, that would be awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
You bump freely.
Yeah. Okay. You guys ready to play a game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
No.
Oh, it's too late. Let me.
She's fine.
Double check controls here. Those are answers, and this is the score. Okay, so we are playing for the Boss Rush Championship belt. It could be yours. Should note we have a little bit of a situation here in that last episode's champion Chris is not here, not because so the time we were originally supposed to do this episode, Chris and Rachel weren't available. So then everybody dropped out, so we rescheduled it to now, but then I didn't reach out to bring them back. So we are
way to go.
One of you guys is technically stealing Chris's belt, and that's my bad, but she will have a chance of taking it back at some point. But imagine this could be you.
Yeah.
And so the game I've come up with, I actually made this game specific to when I thought Matt was going to be the only one on the show, so he might have like the slightest of edges.
Oh my god.
Slightest
I'm not going to know anything.
No, now if I lose, Chad, it's going to look even worse.
Pressure's on.
All right. So the game is Spider-Man video game trivia.
Oh man.
All right.
Is it multiple choice?
Yes, it is multiple
good.
choice. Where is the topic name? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, and I got to move the belt. All right. So, the rules of this game, pretty simple. It's 7 multiple choice questions. Each correct answer gets you a point. The final question is worth 3 points, and the player with the most points wins. If there is a tie, I have a tiebreaker. I'll tell you what the tiebreaker is now. You will each take turns saying the name of a Spider-Man villain, and if you drop out, then you lose. Yeah, so we'll just keep going. We'll keep going until...
I love Spider-Man, so hopefully this works out well.
Oh, no.
All right, so you guys ready?
Sure.
All right, let's go. Question 1. What video game platform did Spider-Man make his debut on? A, the Atari 2600, B, the ColecoVision, or C, the Magnavox Odyssey?
Laura, do you know what those are?
Can I copy you?
Oh, man. I can go first.
Can you give me years? When were those things made?
They're all in like the 80s.
Yeah, around the same.
Yeah.
So it could be anyone.
Man, I am going to go with, how about C, the Magnavox Odyssey?
Okay. Well, that's Laura's answer.
Laura,
sure, might as well be.
So you said C, the Magnavox Odyssey. All right.
That's my guess.
Wait, what is your reasoning? Why did you pick that?
Everyone pick your answer first, and I'll tell you.
I'll pick B.
The ColecoVision. All right.
So I was actually.
Coleco? I was gonna say Colco. Okay.
ColecoVision.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also gonna go with C, the Magnavox Odyssey.
Oh fuck! Change my. Oh, sorry. I mean.
Okay. All right. So we got C, C, B. The correct answer is A. It's the Atari 2600.
I was gonna say that too.
No, point.
I wasn't the only one that lost.
That's good. I remember there being a really bad game for the Atari, but then I thought I think there was a game before that, but I guess not.
That's actually not even the game I was thinking of. That's before the game I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hopefully we go forward in time and we can just get.
All right. Question 2. How many copies did Spider-Man sell in its 2018 version? Sell in its first 3 days of release? A, 2.8 million. B, 3.3 million. Or C, 3.9 million copies?
I'm gonna stick with B. Since last answer was A, I'm metagaming here.
I feel like for some reason 3.9 sounds familiar, so I'll say C.
Okay. Also, I flipped the controls around, so where I would think Jason would be is where Laura is on my keyboard. So, apologies if I
Give
messed
me
this up.
his answers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Jason says C 3.9.
Sure.
All right, Matt.
I'm gonna say 3.3.
3.3. All right.
Well, doesn't matter. It's gonna be A again.
The correct answer is B 3.3 million. Laura with the point. Matt with the point. Jason falling behind.
I just wanted to make it close.
Question 3. Prior to Donkey Kong Country, Rare developed a Spider-Man game on which Nintendo platform? Was it A, the NES, B, the Game Boy, or C, Super Nintendo?
I'm gonna say B, Game Boy.
B. All right.
Me too.
Okay.
Oh my God. What are there? I can't think of. It can't be the SNES. Oh my God.
Why can't it?
Well,
be?
then it's 50-50, so.
I know. I don't think it'd be the SNES because those were made by Acclaim and LJN. The only two I can think of. Just do the NES. Just do A.
Okay.
B.
Correct answer is
B.
B, the Game Boy.
Yeah! Oh God.
I'm beating Jason, yeah!
Whoop. Where? Hold
Were
on.
they still?
Where's Laura's?
Were they still rare back then?
Oh, Laura's button is. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I got 10
Oh,
points.
there we go. 2.
Oh, man.
All right. Sorry. Say that again, Jason.
So were they still rare back then?
Yes. They were
Gotcha.
rareware, actually.
Yeah,
Before they were
Yeah.
ultimate play the game.
Next answer is C.
Okay. Maybe.
Metagaming.
Web Blast.
Which of these is not a move
I-
Spider-Man can perform in the Marvel vs. Capcom series of fighting games? A.
Jesus.
Web Ball. B. Web Glide. C. Web Blast.
What is the photo?
That's one of the moves he's doing. I know which one it is. So
Wait, that's not Web Blast? It looks like a Web Blast.
which one is not a move? This is a very Jet question.
I'm gonna go A, Web Ball.
Okay.
So this clip is from the game?
Yes.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
It is from a Marvel vs. Capcom game, but yeah. Two of these moves Spider-Man has had in every Marvel vs. Capcom game, and one of these I made up.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I only know one.
I'm gonna
I
go with
definitely know one of them.
If I just copy Matt every time, then
I don't know if that's a good plan. I'll tell you right now.
it's okay. The other 2 times I picked first, so this time you'll pick first.
Laura picked A.
A. I want A.
Okay.
Okay, having Laura picked A and Matt
That
picked
looks
A,
like a
I
blast.
know they are both definitely wrong. So which one of these is not a move? Web Blast. Just do C.
Correct answer is C. Web Blast.
Hey, there we go.
The move
knew
he
it.
is
I should've
doing
picked
in the
C.
screenshot is actually called Web
That's Web
Ball.
Ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
really?
when the screenshot came up before I read the question, I was going to say, "Oh, Web Ball." That's what it is.
Oh my god. This is
I've
clearly.
never heard of Web Ball, so
That's
why.
not a ball.
What is Web Glide? Is that just when he's swinging?
Yes.
I thought he said like Spider Swing. I don't know. Maybe it's,
That's a different
I
thing.
don't know. Okay, gotcha.
That's a blast. That's not a ball.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's one for JJ.
All right, here we go. The soundtrack to Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage was written and produced by what band? A. They Might Be
Is it-
Giants. B. Mr. Big. C. Green Jelly.
I'm going
I'm
with
gonna
C, Green
I'm gonna
Gel.
pick last because the entire album is on my iPod. So.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I'm cutting out. Am I
No.
okay?
Yep, you're okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
We can hear
I'm picking A.
Hey, They Might Be Giants. All right.
you. All right, it's definitely C. Final answer.
Fudge.
Correct answer is C. Green Jelly.
Yeah.
Boo.
Something I learned
I
recently.
didn't- I didn't want to answer too fast there. I was gonna be like C, Green Jelly. Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I even feel like that screenshot might be from the Genesis version as opposed to the SNES version. But I don't know. I
So-
played that game a lot.
Something I learned recently. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but the band's name is still actually pronounced Green Jello.
Really?
Yeah. They still
Well, that
pronounce
just
it
doesn't
Green.
make any sense.
For legal reasons, they have to spell it as jelly, but they still call themselves Green Jello.
Interesting.
Apparently, they did a bar gig a couple of weeks ago, and they announced themselves as Green Jello, and there was like 5 people in the bar, and they performed this whole soundtrack.
Oh, that would be so cool. I would love it. It's playing through my head right now. It's amazing.
Sing it to us.
No, it's all good. There's no words. It's all just digital guitars.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
No, later.
Okay, next question. Spider-Man Toxic City was developed for which mobile platform? A, BlackBerry. B, iOS. C, Android.
Oh my god, I have no idea. This looks... I was going to say the same thing. This looks ridiculous. I'm going to pick
Me too.
Okay.
A.
Everyone says
No.
A.
Our answer's not going to change.
Correct answer is A. It's on the BlackBerry only. BlackBerry or Windows Mobile.
Wow, exclusives.
Yeah.
Dude, who plays games on BlackBerry?
Not one person. I don't understand what the thought was behind that.
Okay, so Matt in the lead, 4 points. Jason with 3. Laura with 3.
How many more questions? 2?
And hey,
1?
we got one more question.
Oh, God.
We're
final round.
Final Jeopardy style.
B. Might as well.
Final question is, Spider-Man was illegally used as a character in which game? A, Ninja Gaiden 3, B, Shinobi, or C, Legend of Kage?
Oh, shoot.
B.
Laura says B, Shinobi. Oh, that's... Okay. There we go.
I'm going to go with C.
Okay.
Oh, man, I literally just watched a video on this and I can't remember. I'm going with B, Shinobi.
No, if I get it right, that means he also gets it right, and then he wins.
He wins.
No,
but I could just get it right, and I could
the right answer.
Okay. Correct answer is B,
Yes!
Shinobi.
Oh, jeez.
You
And then they had to change his color or something afterwards. And
I think he's purple.
Yeah.
In the U.S. version of the game.
I was thinking that, but then I was like, man, Legend of Kage, that's PS1. Maybe like, I don't know, Neversoft used him again. Oh, jeez. Nice.
All right. So
you're right, Matt. You did win, so it's good. Save face.
game over. Congratulations, Matt. Belt is going back north of the border.
Yeah.
You are the Boss Rush champion.
Interim champion.
Well, you are the current champion. Chris will come back at some point to get her belt back, but until then,
I feel like I need to stand up and like have it where my waist is.
Just move really far away from the camera.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here, you know what?
It
It's a
could be
headband.
a ring.
Yeah, put it as a crown. Oh.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Here.
there we go.
Okay, there we go.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
I
Yes.
love
Okay, deal.
Sailor Boss Rush.
I don't know how to wear belts, but that's okay.
Nice.
Congratulations, Matt. What are you gonna do now that you are the Boss Rush champion?
Disneyland.
Gonna get myself a sweet new pair of sunglasses.
Oh my god.
Oh wait. Oh that.
Oh, there you go.
There. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
I'm like the Boss Rush Geordie LaForge. Anyway.
Whew.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun for sure, and we will do that again. I think this is going to be the last Boss Rush until Extra Life, where we will do something Boss Rush related. I don't know what that is just yet, but Jason, Laura, you're absolutely invited. Matt, John, you're invited. Definitely come over by the house if you can.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think Chris and Rachel will be involved in some shape or form as well. But yeah, it'll be fun, and then a whole bunch of people in the house as well. So it's gonna be one giant video game party and support a charity.
It'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm just
cool.
trying to find my outro message here, but all right, we'll just scrap it.
Mm.
All right, so before we go, Matt, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, so I've got my Call of Duty Black Ops 4 review up on Biff and Pop, and I've got another review for a Switch game called, what's it called? Battle Group 2.
Okay.
It's interesting. It's like a kind of a I don't even know. Just read the review. It was something.
Okay. The sequel to the smash hit game Battle Group.
I assume so. Yeah, it's kind of like a what's that kind of, what, no, I can't even think of the name now. The game where the missiles are coming at Missile Command.
Okay.
Missile Command? Yeah.
But with ships. So you're on the ocean and all of the ships around you are shooting missiles at you, and you have to sort of shoot your own missiles at those missiles to stop them from hitting your ship.
Okay.
And then it's loosely based on some story with some, I don't know, terrorist group that wants to attack you or something. But interesting. Not a bad game, just interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
And and I'm going to EGLX next weekend.
Hey.
So, yeah.
What is
So we go there.
EGLX?
So it's it's like a gaming expo in Toronto here, another gaming expo, and it actually is run by a friend of mine, which I found out after I after I got my media passes. So so we get to go, and it's basically games and sort of like showcase stuff, and there's gaming tournament there I think as well, and Fortnite stuff, and booths.
It's $200,000 prize pool for Fortnite.
Yeah,
EGLX.
Wow.
Yeah, I can guarantee you I won't come near that.
Then all the fighting game tournaments are happening there.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of pro players are going to be there as well.
Are you coming? Are you going to be there?
No.
Aw. He doesn't want to mop the floor with everybody. So.
Yeah,
that's true. Daigo, get out of here. Not worth my time.
I want to be like, hey, I know that guy. I know that guy.
Yeah.
And Laura, before we go, anything you would like to plug or someone you want to shout out at all?
No, I guess just thanks for having me, and I'll tell everyone go donate.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
That was what I was about to say. Everybody go donate to the Extra Life charity. 100% of the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, who provide 32 million treatments a year across 170 different hospitals in the US and Canada. So, incredible cause.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Laura. We will do this again soon, probably the Extra Life, and then definitely later on. Laura, you are always welcome to come join us. I hope you had fun.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I did.
Great.
Yay.
All right. So until next time, we'll see you all later. Bye.
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 And oh man, I didn't realize I didn't have the end button mapped there. Okay.